6 top assets rich people have and you should too. Welcome to Target Destroyers, where we show you the latest tips and tricks in the financial space as well as business and entrepreneurship. If you want success in your life and business, then you've come to the right place. Today, we are sharing with you the 6 best assets rich people have that are fundamental to becoming financially free. We will be talking about what to do in order to protect your wealth. Before going any further, we need to understand what assets and liabilities are. The primary distinction between assets and liabilities is that while liabilities present a future obligation, assets present a future economic advantage. Here are the 6 top assets that rich people have and you should too. Number 1 is money. Cash deposited at the bank can earn interest. It's really very simple. The drawback is that banks these days don't even pay interest that keeps up with inflation. Yet cash is still important. The cash reserves of Apple, the firm, exceed $200 billion. That is what you call liquidity. So why do wealthy people preserve a sizable chunk of their money in cash reserves? There are 2. Number 1, being able to take advantage of each opportunity that arises, which, when you stop to think about it, it's pretty self-explanatory. The opportunity of a lifetime is there in front of you, but you lack the funds to take advantage of it. This is one of the key motives for wealthy people to save money. And number 2, they can make bigger returns on cash deals immediately. People not only give better prices for cash, but you can also make high interest loans. The term peer-to-peer lending refers to this method. There are several platforms that provide peer-to-peer lending services if you have a low income and are prepared to take a chance. In essence, you lend people money and they return it with interest. This typical bank only pays 1% interest on deposits. Peer-to-peer lending varies from 7 to up to 15% or 20%. However, always remember that if an offer appears too good to be true, it generally is. When investing, don't forget to be reasonable. Number 2 is real estate. This is a major issue. We are passionate about real estate. Why? Again, there are 2 factors. One is rent. With the least amount of work possible, money is coming in every month. You can benefit from the current technology advancements if you're a little smarter. Short-term rentals have larger yields than typical rents, but they are less passive. Number 2 is appreciation serves as the second defense. Despite the coronavirus outbreak, the population is growing, and more people are in need of housing or somewhere to rent. Real estate will always be one of the best investments one can make, because prices for houses are continually rising due to rising demand. You have the following real estate assets. 1 is houses. Tenants occupy your premises and pay you rent. Number 2, office building. Tenants that work in your office building pay you rent. Number 3, in commercial structures. Businesses occupy your area to conduct business while paying you rent. Number 4 is land, which may be farmed, developed, or even left in its natural state for aesthetic purposes. Very significant. Your home is a liability rather than an asset. You have to pay rent there, even if it doesn't add any additional money to your bank account. Number 3, stocks. Contrary to what Wall Street corporations would have you believe, stocks are not as complicated to grasp. You can easily own a portion of publicly listed company through stocks. You own 10% of a company if it issues 10 million shares and you hold 1 million of those shares. With such minimal entry barriers, this amazing development in financial instruments has made it possible for the common person to buy stock in some of the most profitable businesses in existence today. Just a fixed sum is required to buy 1 share in these businesses. There are numerous systems available that let you buy shares and use them as investments in the stock market. The most popular and in-demand stock trading and buying platforms at the moment are Plus 500, eToro, Trade24, Robinhood, Revolut, and so forth. By the way, we have no connection to any of these businesses. Number 4, patents and trademarks. Patents are great, For those of you who are not familiar with them, when you create anything new, you can safeguard it by submitting a patent application. It's a document that attests to your status as the investor and elaborates on the function of your innovation. Companies must pay a fee to exploit your invention because of this protection. If not, you have the right to sue them. In the world of commerce, patents have tremendous influence and worth. All the greatest inventions are protected by patents, and a single patent can make you wealthy. However, not just large corporations rely on patents. Anything you've seen on the Teleshopping channel or Shark Tank, as well as Magic 8 Balls and hula hoops. Trademarks and patents have similarities. Trademarks, as opposed to patents, protect your symbols, words, or phrases. When it comes to the brand name or emblem, it is fairly evident. Here's where things get very interesting. If you have a valuable trademark with marketable value, you can provide licenses to others to use it for business purposes in exchange for payment. Since 1992, when Michael Buffer registered the catchphrase as a trademark, he has earned almost $400 million. You're familiar with the sound, and it's quite catchy and enjoyable. Trademarks may be used locally or internationally, but enforcing them is quite difficult. Number 5. Goodwill and brand. Any firm can benefit greatly from having a strong brand and goodwill. They are barely distinguishable from one another. A company's brand is what it stands for, how it presents itself, and the impression it makes on customers. The sentimental attachment consumers feel for your brand is known as goodwill. A brand is owned. A corporation is making an attempt to promote a specific perception of itself in the marketplace. A company's reputation is based on how it serves its clients, how well it contributes to the community, and how appreciative its customers are that it even exists. People will literally save businesses from bankruptcy because of the goodwill they have for them, despite the fact that goodwill is rather difficult to build or scale. There are businesses that have achieved great success only through branding. For instance, you might print the Disney emblem on a plain shirt. You may now sell it for more than twice what you paid for it before the logo was added. That's just simply amazing, isn't it? It's because the brand adds a material value to the product. Number 6. People. You just don't realize that people are valuable assets until they're gone. Not many people understand the concept that companies aren't real. They're just an imagination, validated by a place. Companies are just names, ideas, and innovation, happening under this imaginary umbrella, and you might wonder who conceptualized these things. It's the people. A company can be shifted by an individual with ideas. Take Steve Jobs, for instance. When he was chosen to replace a CEO in a company, the impact was so great. Actually, nobody in the company is irreplaceable, but the more people are harder to replace, the more value they have to you as an asset. Choose the right people to hire and never forget to show appreciation to them, and they'll make you wealthy. These are the 6 top assets rich people have. We hope that these assets are also what you want for yourself. We wish that you get inspired by these in order to be closer to becoming financially free. If you feel that our content has brought you one step closer to success in your life and business, feel free to tap the like button and subscribe to our channel. Always remember, don't settle for less, because life is what you're willing to settle for. It's truly been a pleasure. We'll see you in the next video.